In ancient Roman Empire, during horse racing festival, the horse of the winning team was stabbed by a spear, then sacrificed. But why? Because it was the October horse ritual. Animal sacrifice was a cornerstone of the Roman religious practice, serving as a powerful way to communicate with the god. These rituals were deeply symbolic and reflected the values and beliefs of the Roman society. The primary purpose of the Roman animal sacrifice was to honor the gods, seeking their favor and thank them for their blessings. Sacrifices were performed during major events like harvests, military victories, and important civic ceremonies. Romans sacrificed various animals, including cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs, and horses. The choice of animal often depended on the deity being honored and the nature of the ceremony. For example, a white bull might be sacrificed to Jupiter, while a pig might be offered to Ceres. Before the ritual, the animal had to be perfect and without blemish. It was adorned with ribbons and sometimes gilded horns. The sacrificer, usually a priest, would don special attire, often including a veil. The ceremony typically began with walking to the altar, which is a shrine for sacrifice, accompanied by music and prayers. The animal was sprinkled with water, causing it to move its head, seen as a sign of consent. The animal's throat was then slit, and its blood was collected and poured over the altar. The parts of the animals were inspected by a priest specializing in divination, or by a priest specializing in the divination to interpret the god's will. Parts of the animals, such as the liver and the heart, were burned on the altar as an offering to the gods. The remaining meat was usually cooked and shared among the participants, reinforcing communal bonds. Each step of the ritual had deep symbolic meaning. The act of offering something valuable like the life of an animal was seen as a way to gain divine favor. It also served to purify individuals or communities and acknowledgement and forgiveness of the sins. Animal sacrifices were integral to many Roman festivals and public ceremonies. During the Lupercalia, goats and dogs were sacrificed to purify the city. During the Saturnalia, pigs were offered to the Saturn to celebrate the end of the agricultural season. The October horse, which was an animal sacrifice to Mars, carried out on October 15, coinciding with the end of the agricultural and military campaigning season. The rite took place during one of three horse racing festivals held in honor of Mars on February 27th and March 14th. Two horse chariot races were held in the Campus Martius, the area of the Rome named for Mars, after which right-hand horse of the winning team was stabbed by a spear, then sacrificed. The horse head and tail were cut off and used separately in the two subsequent parts of ceremonies. Two neighborhoods staged a fight for the right to display the head, and the freshly blooded tail was carried to the Regia, a place for sprinkling the sacred hearth of Rome. With the spread of the Christianity in the Roman Empire, animal sacrifice gradually declined. Christians viewed such practices as pagan and incompatible with their faith. By the late Roman Empire, animal sacrifices were increasingly suppressed and eventually ceased to be a significant part of Roman religious life. Today, the legacy of the Roman animal sacrifice lives on through historical texts and archaeological discoveries. These rituals provide valuable insights into the religious practices, social structures, and worldview of ancient Rome.